Miss Pig was under the weather. "I'm all stuffed up," she sniffled, "and I ache all over." "Dear, you stay put," insisted Mr. Pig. "What you need is rest." "Let's make Mom her favorite dish," suggested the piglets. That'll pick her right up." "Great idea," said Mr. Pig, "except for one thing." "What's that?" asked the piglets. "I don't know my way around the kitchen very well," he said. "Do you?" The piglets shook their heads no. "No problem," said Mr. Pig. "How difficult can it be?" "You're right, Dad," said the piglets. "There's nothing we can't handle." "Well then," said Mr. Pig, "there's one thing to do." "Let's do it!" Mr. Pig and the piglets washed up and put on aprons. "Your mother doesn't know it yet," said Mr. Pig, "but today is her lucky day. Now, where does she keep the pots and pans?" "We don't know," said the piglets. "We'll go ask her." Mr. Pig reached up on the stove and took down Miss Pig's favorite cookbook from the cinder shelf. "Here we go," he said. Mr. Pig studied the recipe. "Mom says the pots and pans are on the shelf behind the popcorn maker, inside the cabinet between the sink and the dishwasher," said the piglets. "Sure enough," said Mr. Pig, taking out some pots and pans, "but I forgot to have you ask her where she keeps the measuring spoons." "We'll be right back," said the piglets. "Mom says look in the second drawer down," said the piglets. "You didn't spill the beans, did ya?" asked Mr. Pig. "Oh no," said the piglets. "All we did was tell Mom that today would be her lucky day." "Good," said Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig went to the pantry. These are your Mom's favorite color," he said, and as he handed the piglets 5 large cans of pink beans. Mr. Pig also picked out an assortment of spices. The pigs placed everything on the counter between the stove and the sink. Mr. Pig opened all 5 cans of beans and dumped the beans into a pot. Then he sent the piglets out to the garden for vegetables. "Nothing but the freshest for your mother," he reminded them. While the piglets rooted around in the garden, Mr. Pig glanced at the recipe for a second time. Then he returned the cookbook to its place on the shelf. Mr. Pig diced 3 onions, chopped 8 cloves of garlic, cubed 1 carrot, minced 5 green peppers, and chopped 7 red peppers, while the piglets watched. Then he placed all the vegetables in a frying pan and poured in 4 cups of oil. "Not too low," he told the piglets when he turned up the heat, "or they'll never cook." "Don't forget about the tomatoes," said the piglets. "My thoughts exactly." "Dad, don't you think the veggies are burning?" asked the piglets. "Nonsense," said Mr. Pig. "They're a little well done, just the way your mother likes them." Mr. Pig opened the back door and turned on the stove fan. Then he scraped the vegetables into the pot of beans and added the crushed tomatoes. "Now for the spices," said Mr. Pig. "Let's see, the recipe calls for a dash of paprika, 2/3 of a cup of salt, a cup and a half of pepper, and lots of chili powder," said the piglets. "We need to clear Mom's stuffy nose." Mr. Pig stirred 10 tablespoons of chili powder into the mixture, turned the heat back on high, and covered the pot. "Let's go have a snack and watch some TV while the chili cooks," said Mr. Pig. "Do you hear that siren?" asked the piglets after a few minutes. Mr. Pig and the piglets ran back to the kitchen just as Miss Pig woke up from her nap. "I feel refreshed," said Miss Pig. "That nap did me a world of good. It even stopped raining. My, look at that beautiful rainbow." Miss Pig put on her bathrobe and went downstairs. "I think the children are right," she said. "Today sure is my lucky